Hello, and welcome to part 4 of my ongoing story. I still didn't understand with my mind what was happening to me. Somehow God himself was blocking my path, just exactly like the man riding on a donkey in the book of Numbers. That man opposed God, and God got in his way and forced the donkey to speak. But why me? Why? My life was obviously going the wrong way. I'd not the advantage of coming from a family of believers. And my life, well. I'd every reason to think why God wouldn't want me. Look, I'd abandoned a wife. I'd deserted 2 beautiful children, all for selfish gain, ruled by selfishness. Stubborn I was. I'd gone to Canada and a new life. I thought I'd be happy. I got it. I grasped it. But only for a short time. Then that good life, it was gone. The joy disappeared. The meaningless of life returned. Is this the way God intervenes in people's lives? Is this normal? Has ever anything like this ever happened to you who are listening now? Has it? So, the next day arrived, Sunday morning. What am I going to do? Suddenly, the thought that I had in my heart was, where were those YWAMers performing? I knew they were going to go to another church. Was this going to determine what I should do? Should I listen to this? I don't know. Well, I knew it was a church in Richmond near Vancouver. I had an idea of the location. Very vague it was. But someone or something was putting in my mind I had to go. I had to go to this church where the YWAMers are. Was it madness? Was I crazy? A church? No, but something gave me a purpose in my heart that I had to do it. Look, the last time I went to church was an Anglican service where I assisted the clergy. I only did that because I was told it was a place where I could meet people. That was it. And once I was asked by a clergy vicar to light the sanctuary candle from another candle. Well, when he was gone, I got my box of matches out and I lit it, and he went crazy with me. You can't light that holy candle with a match. So I thought of that. I thought, gosh, that was religion. That did not inspire me anymore. But to see this YWAM group in a church, this was an inner urge. I don't know why, but I know I had to do it. I'm getting in my car and I have to go the short journey down to Richmond. But look, I failed to locate it. I couldn't find it. I didn't know where it was. I had a vague idea. But that's when another miracle happened. Just listen to this, how this happened. I was searching the street, searching everywhere. I had no idea. And real disappointment set in. And 1 minute I'm waiting at some traffic signals. And I'm ready to come back home when suddenly in the right-hand lane this occurred to me. Somebody was turning right and I'm going straight on, and I'll tell you what happened. They opened the car window and shouted at me, "Are you looking for the church where the YWAM were performing yesterday?" I shouted, "Yeah, follow us then." Wow! How on earth did they know I was looking for the church? Wow! God's hand was in all of this. This was really thoroughly amazing. I found the church and I went into it. It was fairly full, and I sat at the back. I didn't know a soul, not one person. Eventually, the meeting began. eventually then the YWAMers performed their drama. I'm so mesmerized. The pastor stood back and we all listened carefully. And when it was all over, the pastor made a call for those whom the Lord was calling. He asked them to raise their hands.
You know, the Bible tells us to lift our hands to worship God.
To lift our hands. And here was I, ready to lift my hands. Well, I'll tell you something now. I did not raise my hand. I'm going to repeat that. I did not raise my hand. But God pulled up my hand, as I'm telling you now. It was involuntary movement. God pulled up my hand. There I was standing, hands raised. I could not believe it. What for? What did it mean? I had no idea of what I was getting myself into. I'd not read the small print, the conditions. What was it? I don't know. The meeting was finished. We all sat down. Then I left the church alone again. But was God directing me? Aha. I had not got a clue as to what I should do after that. I had nobody to talk to about it. It was just me and the Lord in this experience. Was the Lord calling me? Why? I didn't understand at all. But I knew something in me was very different. I went outside and there was the world to greet me. The world, a whole different experience. That I felt so amazed. Was it real or not? Well, about a week later, I kept getting a thought in my mind. Now this is very strange. It was an urge to do something. It was an urge to go to a retreat center used by monks not far from Vancouver. Ironically, the town where it was called Mission. I later discovered that it was indeed what you call a Benedictine monastery. And I felt I'm going over to the end of the rainbow for this. I don't know where I was going, but this was on my heart. But a new constant urge kept coming in me. I had to go to this Benedictine monastery for 2 or 3 nights. And the more I tried to suppress the urge, the more I suppressed it, the stronger it became. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me telling my parents, or friends for that matter, I was going all religious and I'm going to a monastery for 2 or 3 nights? I kept it quiet, didn't want anybody to know at all. But the urge kept coming back and coming back and coming back, and I stopped it and I stopped it and it kept coming back. This was over a process of 2 months. The urge became so persistent, I gave into it. One Saturday morning, I decided I'm going to drive out there to see if this is really right. Well, I found it easily enough. I parked the car. I walked around the beautiful traditional buildings. I saw no one. I went in by the main entrance. Quiet and calm it was. No one. I saw a kind of reception area. No one. Deadly quiet. I spent 10 minutes wondering what to do. Then I realized I'd made a terrible mistake. The voice, the urge that I had was my imagination. I wandered out. I got into the car. Really disappointment. Started the engine, reversed, and then this happened. I heard running feet. I saw a man in a brown cassock running towards me. I opened the car window and he said,
"How can I help?"
Well, how can I help? Well, that was it. Isn't it amazing how God comes in just at the point of surrender? I asked, is it possible to stay for 2 or 3 nights? He said, yes, of course. Tell me when would you like to come? I said to him, how about next weekend? He said, fine, no problem. There's just one thing, you can't talk to the other monks while in meal times. That was the only condition. And wait for the exciting part 5.